Many buyers aim to purchase a distressed property with a 3.5% down payment to build immediate equity. The FHA 203K loan is the specific mechanism for this, allowing you to borrow based on the property's projected value after repairs are complete. However, the loan structure ties your financing to a strict renovation schedule, requiring precise coordination between the lender, the appraiser, and the builder. As shown here, you trade the simplicity of a low down payment for the operational burden of a mandatory 6-month deadline and required cash reserves. We'll map out the application rules, the contingency math, and the contractor timelines to determine if you are equipped for this specific type of debt. Signing for an FHA 203K loan creates a legally binding business partnership between you and your general contractor. Your first step is legally categorizing the repairs. The project scope determines which of the 2 loan tracks you are required to use. This flowchart shows the limited 203K loan branch. It is designed for projects ranging from a $5,000 minimum to a $35,000 cap. While this track offers a faster application process, the trade-off is a total prohibition on any structural repairs. If the budget exceeds $35,000 or involves structural work, the project moves to the standard 203K branch. The standard loan requires oversight from a HUD consultant, but it provides access to the full loan limits available in your county. For example, depending on the location, these limits allow for the financing of a 4-unit property at a loan amount of $1.86 million. The property's structural needs ultimately dictate the level of bureaucratic oversight and the financing options available to you. While the down payment percentages are low, the loan amount is often higher than expected due to mandatory reserve requirements. As shown in this matrix, borrowers with a credit score of 580 or higher are eligible for a 3.5% down payment. Borrowers with scores between 500 and 579 are still eligible, but the required down payment increases to 10%. Beyond the down payment, the lender adds contingency reserves to the loan. These are mandatory funds held back to cover unforeseen issues like termite damage discovered during demolition. These reserves typically start at 10% of the repair bid. If the utilities are off and cannot be tested, the reserve requirement increases to 15%. For projects involving major structural issues, the lender will hold a 20% contingency reserve. This chart visualizes the total cost, a $200,000 purchase price plus $30,000 in repairs plus a 10% contingency of $3,000. Your down payment is calculated based on this total $233,000 project cost. These mandatory contingencies ensure the project is finished, but they also increase the total principal you are responsible for from day one. The most rigid constraint of the 203K loan is the timeline. This diagram shows the absolute 6-month window allowed for all renovations to be completed. There is a short grace period. If you close on June 1st, your first mortgage payment is usually deferred until August, giving the contractor 2 months to finish major work. If the contractor misses this window, you will be responsible for the new mortgage payment while potentially still paying rent at your current residence. Because the financing depends on the renovation being completed on time, your contractor's performance is the primary factor in your financial stability. Regarding eligibility, the FHA requires that any property financed with a 203K loan must be owner-occupied. For mixed-use buildings, the law is specific. The residential portion must account for at least 51% of the space, leaving a maximum of 49% for commercial use. This 51-49 rule allows buyers to invest in commercial spaces, provided the building meets these exact residential ratios. The financial logic of this loan relies entirely on the project staying on schedule, making the contractor's competence your most important safeguard. The FHA 203K is a professional financial tool with high oversight, not a flexible loan for casual weekend improvements. This matrix categorizes readiness based on your project management experience and available capital. In the bottom left red zone, DIYers who plan to perform the work slowly themselves will struggle with the strict HUD deadlines and contractor requirements. The top right green zone represents organized investors purchasing multi-unit or mixed-use properties who have established relationships with professional crews. Note that hiring a contractor experienced with 203K requirements often comes at a higher cost, which reduces the total profit margin of the renovation. An FHA 203K loan provides a path to property ownership for those willing to manage a complex professional construction project under a 6-month deadline.